Hello. Alright, sorry. Okay. Hello, welcome to my stream. Today we are playing the elevator game with Catgirls, which is an interesting title, at least. Hold on, let me pull my chat up. Uh-oh. I forgot to turn my volume down again. Sorry. Okay, now I'm good. Okay. So anyway, elevator game with Catgirls, a very interesting title. And I like it is about the elevator game where you press the different buttons in the floors, and like for a while it was going around with like Elisa Lamb and all of that, right? Which it probably wasn't the elevator game if you watched the Netflix documentary about the Cecil. Anyway, so yeah, so this is the elevator game with Catgirls. So it's just like that, but with Catgirls, which I thought was an interesting combination. And it seems like it was this game was made with a pretty fun spirit in mind, I think. So I'm kind of excited to see it and to see the tone. Okay, so let's just get into it here. And yeah. New game. And I really haven't seen much about this game at all. So it was on sale this week on Steam. Still is, probably. I think it was week-long sale, so this is a work of fiction, guys. A work of fiction. It's all fake. Content may not be appropriate. Some things are bad. Be discreet. Time choices. And you can turn these off, by the way. I just have them turned on because they were turned on by default. So I assume that's the recommended mode of play. And also, like, that seems more exciting, right? And they are recommended for more immersive experience. Okay, yeah. Exactly. That's what it says. I can read. It's a cold winter night. Snow started to fall a couple of hours ago, so the cityscape is littered with a layer of white fluff. It crunches under our feet as we walk down the street.
Ta-da! We're here!
Yeah, and there's voice acting in this too, which I'm really excited for. One, 'cause it's easier on my voice, and two, because like they're professional voice actors and I am not. So, uh, but clearly there's still stuff for me to read too. I look up to inspect the tall building before us. It's past midnight, so it's to be expected that most people living here will be asleep by now. Naturally, that also explains why barely any of the windows show any hints of light coming from the inside. Considering why we're here, it only adds to the creepiness of the situation. I've never been a fan of dark places. That didn't change even when I got my feline features. You'd think that being able to see so much more clearly in the dark would make darkness less scary, wouldn't you? Trouble is, I hear so many more little sounds that I couldn't make out before, too. And since I'm not sure what all of them are, the dark's every bit as creepy as it was before. Maybe even more so. You know, I never really thought about that. This game really taken a steep. It's really pretty though. The game is I love the like style of this game. It's so good.
So we are. Finally! A response! I thought you were starting to give me the silent treatment again.
Is the volume okay? I don't know. I'm trying to look at the levels while they're talking, and it's kind of hard. Oh, I guess I can turn their voices up. Hold on. Settings. Yeah, I think I just want the voices up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay. The goth one and the girly one. It's a fault of mine, and one I'm not too proud of. I tend to get lost in my own head sometimes. Well, quite often, really. Thankfully, Kieran is fairly used to it by now.
I swear, Kieran, of all the buildings in the city, you just had to choose one which seems super creepy. This has to be the sole residential building in the whole office district. Oh, but you know it couldn't have just been any building. This one is perfect.
Hold on. The voice still sounds kind of low. To me, at least. I don't know. Maybe.
And by perfect, you mean... meeting the conditions and being less than 10 miles away from our homes. Or are you enjoying our walk in the snow together so much that you'd like to prowl around aimlessly for another hour?
I think I remember hearing really early versions of the elevator game that did have something to do with how far away from home you were. Am I making that up? Was that a thing? Like back when it was like didn't it come from Korea, I think? It was like a Korean horror thing. Before the Cecil Hotel stuff in like 2015 was it? Something. Anyway, I thought it was a Korean thing. And I thought at like in the early stages it had something to do with that maybe. I vaguely remember something like that. Anyway,
Because I don't know about you, but I'm really starting to feel the cold.
I miss snow like a lot. I used to live in the Northeast for most of my life, and it snowed a lot. And here it does not snow a lot, and I miss it. Okay.
Hmm. Was that your plan? So I'd need you to warm me up afterwards? You could have said something, Asahi.
Hold on. The voices are still very quiet. Sorry. Okay, I guess it's fine. Um, yeah, okay. I just stare at her, not really sure what to say. There's no winning with Kieran when she gets all sly like this. As much as I hate to admit it, it's one of the things I actually like about her.
Oh, why did I sign up for this again? Because you love me. Ah, yes. Thank you for reminding me of that questionable fact. Say, do you get the feeling like someone is manipulating someone else for their advantage over here? No? Just me? Oh, come on. Don't be like that. You know I'm happy you decided to come with me. I'll make it up to you. I promise.
I think it's really funny that the cutesy one is the one who wants to go do this horror game, and the like goth one with like the ankh necklace and everything, she's the one who like really doesn't want to do it. I mean, like it makes sense that she doesn't want to do something, like very like, don't make me like that works, but the fact that it's like uh a whatchamacallit, not a horror game, a um like a ritual game, I suppose, type of thing. Because it's something like that, you'd expect her to be all in on it, but she's not, and so that's kind of fun. I like the kind of switch up on that. Oh, I love the art in this. It's like such cool choices to make it look all drawn like this. I stare at her for a moment longer before I sigh. I really can't argue with her, not when she's looking at me like that. I had a silent crush on this girl for the longest time, and never expected to one day find out that the attraction was mutual. The fact that we managed to actually get together still feels so unreal sometimes. If it weren't for the fact that the change affected her too, it would probably have never come to this. As much as I disliked it in the beginning, it made me feel like an outcast among my former peers after all. Our shared experience allowed me to be there for her when she needed it most. It's a memory I'm always going to cherish, of that I'm sure. Yes, I know it's pretty twisted sort of memory to cherish. I should give her a voice. What was her voice like? It was kind of like gothy, right? But how could I not remember it fondly when it brought us together? I breathed deeply in my hands, rubbed them together, and then jammed. I can't do. It's not much, but hopefully it will help keep some feeling in my fingertips. It's enough to let me focus on things in the here and now, at least, rather than just on how cold it is.
I said
Hmm.
it before, and I'll say it again.
Okay.
You get provoked way too easily.
I want to try to match her voice, but I don't think I
Hmm?
can.
You're doing all of this because of the bet with Sapporo, aren't you? Oh,
Who's
sure, that's
Sapporo?
one of the reasons. But that's not the only one. I'm doing it because it's fun. Fun? Kieran, you've seen the forums. Not a single person out there ever said it was a good idea.
And why do they
Yes,
keep doing it?
all those fairy tale stories. Quite tragic, really. Come on, you're not about to tell me you honestly believe those. So you mean that you don't? Seriously, girl. We live in the real world. Spooky, scary skeletons don't just pop out of nowhere because someone decided to be an idiot and press some buttons in a certain way. I can't believe you, of all people, are still
Well,
saying
then what
that
makes the
strange, unexplained
skeletons
things
pop out?
don't happen. I mean, you did look in the mirror this morning, right? This is this, and that is that.
Referring to their cat ears and catness tails senses.
So you don't believe this will actually work? Remind me why we're here again? We are here to prove a point. Namely, that Sapporo can suck it. I honestly can't believe I let you drag me into this. Chill, Asahi. We suffer the cold for a while longer, nothing happens, and then Sapporo owes me 50 bucks. 50 bucks that will treat us to a nice dinner together.
Aw, see, she has nice motivations.
I suppose dinner with
Aw,
her is a pretty good incentive.
that's cute.
See? I knew you'd come around. That being said, wish me luck and all that jazz. I'll be right back.
Oh, she's got to do it by herself.
Kieran? What? I'm the one who should be getting cold feet here, not you.
Ooh, that look over the shoulder is so dramatic.
You remember all the rules, right? Stay safe, okay? Asa-chan, be realistic about this.
Chan?
What's an elevator gonna do? Bite me? You
Maybe.
could always get stuck. That's a realistic possibility, if anything.
I've never been stuck in an elevator, and thank goodness that I haven't. I would hate it because I would hate to have to call someone to ask me for help or to ask them for help. That would feel awful. I'd feel really stupid and like I wouldn't like it. So, hold on a second. Okay.
I'm sure you'll figure it out if I do.
Cute kiss.
Now, be sure to stay away from the building, since we'd be breaking those majestic rules otherwise.
The fact that you're mocking the rules as you're going into this is not a good sign.
See ya in a bit.
I stare as Kieran approaches the building's entrance, presses one of the intercom buttons, and moments later pushes the door open. How does she convince people to trust her so quickly, to let her into the building like that? She's gone from my sight before I know it, a faint click as the door closes behind her. There's a feeling of unease pulling in my stomach. All of this being a bad idea, probably the worst we've had yet, just screams in my head. I'm so going to give Sapporo peace of my mind once all of this is over. It's not like we can really do much about it now, however. If I were to go after my girlfriend, saying I've suddenly changed my mind, it would undoubtedly make her angry. My girlfriend, it still makes me all giddy just to think of her that way. But hell, we snuck out of our houses through the window without our parents knowing just to go through with all of this. If I had a problem with this whole crazy idea, I should have said something way earlier. It's too late now. 12:13. I wrap my fingers around my phone and pull it from my pocket. As I do so, I see the screen shows 12:13, we'll just say American times. It took us around an hour to walk here, and while I dreaded us even being here in the first place, I'm also not looking forward to walking all the way back, especially when it's bound to get colder as the night goes on. Perhaps we could use those 50 bucks to get a ride home instead of a meal? Yeah, if only things worked that way. With another sigh, I turn away and start to walk towards a small park located in the middle of this godforsaken district. I don't know why part of it is a playground. There can't be many kids here in the day, can there? But it is, and there's a slide as well as a pair of swings. I'll most likely freeze my ass off if I sit on one, though that would let me lift my feet off the ground for a bit. The cold, snowy ground. I decide to sit down on the nearest one. And just like that, the uneasy feeling of having entered a... what was it Kieran called it? What was it Kieran called it? A liminal space? That's what I was going to say too. Definitely liminal space vibes. She's so good with words sometimes. One of those places that feels a bit wrong. The feeling hits me, anyway, making the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. Your mind usually associates playgrounds with children, laughter, movement, and life in general. It's what they're designed for, after all. So when you get to experience the total opposite of that, when you find yourself sitting in an empty, childless playground in the middle of the night, it doesn't feel right. Your mind associates it with something being off, something being wrong. Why are you here, Asahi? In a place you shouldn't be. Mm. Oh, what? Oh. Absent-mindedly, my gaze wanders. Something at the other side of the street catches my attention. It's a vending machine. I happen to have a bit of change with me, and the idea of getting something hot to drink is suddenly a very luring temptation. It would undoubtedly make the waiting out in this cold less unpleasant. Please say it's a machine that has hot drinks as well as cold ones. 1 minute has passed. With my mind made up, I get back to my feet, checking the time more out of habit than actual curiosity again. 12:14. Only a minute's passed since Kieran disappeared into the building, and I'm both surprised and not really. The feeling of time passing slower than usual is normal when you obsessively wait for someone, for something, even more so when said waiting is physically uncomfortable. I make my way towards the vending machine without a second thought. Hmm. To my relief, its glowing buttons do indeed hold the promise of a hot drink. I decide to get. Ooh, coffee. We want the caffeine. We want the caffeine. To my relief, its glowing buttons do indeed. Oh, oops. Nothing sounds better than a hot can of coffee right now. Not only will it help me survive the cold, it's also bound to give me an energy boost, one I could use for both the waiting and the upcoming inevitable journey all the way back home. Korokohi. Hot coffee? Uh, it costs a little more than I expected, and I won't have enough to get a second can. There goes the idea of treating Kieran to a nice warming drink for the walk home. Oh well, she'll survive, and it is her fault that we'll be walking back through the snow. The can feels warm and heavenly in my hands. I wrap my hands around it, enjoying a few moments of bliss as the heat warms my fingers. Carefully, I prise the edge of the pull tab up with a nail so I can get my finger underneath, and then pull it open with a sharp hiss. I'm always really careful with how I open cans after carelessly breaking a nail once. The memory of that still makes me shudder. I shiver, trying to fight down the sudden memory of Kieran tortuously dragging her nails across the blackboard against the blackboard of my class, a wicked smile painting her lips as she held my gaze. I wish I could somehow control these unwanted thoughts sometimes. Alas, my brain likes to torture me instead. The smell of the beverage reaches my nose, grounding me back in reality. I take a small sip, instantly happy with the taste. Being able to drink anything warm feels like a godsend right now. Satisfied, at least momentarily, I make my way back to the playground, intending to sit back at the spot I took up before. Hmm. I reach the swing and settle back down. As I glance up again at the building Kieran slipped in 2 minutes ago. My blood suddenly runs cold. A sense of sudden panic swarms my mind as I try to make sense of what I'm seeing. A building that's dead to the world, all pitch black, with none of its lights shining through the windows anymore. Could all the residents have gone to sleep in the meantime? That's close to impossible, and I know it. A power outage, maybe? I quickly turn around and look at the other buildings around me. All of those seem the same as when we arrived, with a bright window still present here and there, so surely that can't be it. If the power was cut off, it would affect the whole street, wouldn't it? Or even several streets? Almost spilling my drink, I hastily reach for the phone in my pocket.
What?
I blink, then close my eyes shut for a moment, certain that something's wrong with my eyesight. The time couldn't have just gone backwards. Oh, okay. A small sense of relief floods me as I quickly open my eyes again. It must have been a trick of the light before. Or perhaps there was a glitch with my phone's display. Perhaps there was something wrong with me. Hmm. Remembering what made me reach for my phone in the first place, I raised my head to look at the building before me once more, only to see it in its previous state. The lights are back on as if they were never gone to begin with. The unease in my stomach stays though. I know what I saw. I'm pretty sure I couldn't have just imagined it. It's been 5 minutes since Kieran went into the building. Is that enough to ride through a bunch of floors? Would she be mad if I called her too soon? So soon? Dwelling on it suddenly feels stupid. Hmm. I open up the calls app on my phone and there's her name at the top of the history. She's called me just a couple of hours ago to confirm our plans for tonight. Admittedly, her name is also there for the call before that and the one before, and okay, I chat to her a lot. So one more call now can't hurt, right? Okay, let's try. But she probably won't get hit a signal in the elevator. Maybe. I mean, my elevator gets a signal, but I know not a lot of them don't. I hit the redial button. I should have expected the call wouldn't connect. If she's still inside the elevator, there probably isn't any reception in there, is there? So what options does she leave me with? Going in after her? Waiting for another 5 minutes? I stare at the building before me intently, afraid to avert my eyes anymore. It's like I'm hopeful. It's like I'm hopeful my gaze, my constant observation, alone will make the light stay. I'm scared of the situation repeating itself. Sometime later, I realize that I've spent so long just holding my can and fretting about Kieran that my drink has gone down from a nice hot drink to, well, undrinkable. Some drinks are not meant to be just kinda warm, and this is one of them. At least it kept my hands from freezing, I guess. 10 minutes pass. I feel only more cold and helpless. Why can't Kieran just come out of the building now, as if nothing has happened, and laugh at me for worrying too much? I call her again for good measure. Surprisingly, the call does go through this time.
Hello?
Was that laughing? I'm not prepared for what I hear. A woman laughing at the other end. There's something about it that disturbs me to the very core. It's definitely not Kieran's voice. Or is it? All of a sudden, realization hits me. Sapporo, the bet, everything. Now this? None of it could possibly be real. All of this has to be a prank arranged by my classmates. And whether Kieran's in on it, she wouldn't do this to me, would she? The image of her wickedly smiling, amused face persistently pops up in my mind again. Confusion turns into anger. Before I know it, I'm on my feet, already marching to the building, determination boiling inside me. There's an obstacle before I can get in, though, as I obviously don't have a key to the entrance door. What kind of excuse would be plausible at this sort of hour? I stab at the button that I think Kieran pressed, and then almost immediately regret it. What if I press the wrong button? What if I press the right one and sound stupid when the other person asks who's there? What if, to my surprise, there's a click from the intercom, and then a buzz as I'm let in without a single word being spoken. Huh. So Kieran didn't have to sweet talk anyone. I try not to dwell on the unexpected invitation as I shrug it all off on luck. As soon as the doors close behind me, it occurs to me just how dark the inside of the building is. I know it's the middle of the night, but I'm not sure whether such a complete lack of light is normal. People live here after all. There should be some signs of life. Buildings usually have at least a few lights on inside, don't they? It's unsettling, although it doesn't make me as nervous as it used to. I know that my vision is going to adjust to the dark in a moment, letting me navigate the place easily. I'm able to see a lot better in the dark compared to when I was still completely human, but it doesn't work instantly. Hmm. As I take a first few hesitant steps into the building, the lights flicker on with a harsh buzz. Of course, I'm such an idiot. There are automatic lights in here. They come on when people move. Totally ordinary. It's just that I've never been in this building before. It stands to reason that it would feel unusually creepy to me, right? Especially if I think about why I'm currently here. All that considered, it feels like it takes longer for me to reach the end of the long hallway than it probably should. It's a dangerous time to let your mind wander into places nobody sane would want it wandering to. At least the building inside is noticeably warmer than the outside. It makes the whole situation slightly easier to bear. My hands and feet almost started to freeze off out there. The next thing I know, I stand before the elevator door, rooted to the ground, with the sudden sensation of someone watching me. We're just going to press the elevator button. We're not going to look. Hesitantly, I reach to press the elevator button, more panic exploding inside of me as the automated light picks that exact moment to cut out. My first instinct is to get my phone out, let it illuminate the sudden darkness of the corridor, and Bastet knows what else is inhabiting it currently. Oh, the cat goddess from Egypt, and she has the Ankh of the Egypt. I got it. There's nothing. Nothing that I'm able to see anyway. It's just the empty corridor, a row of closed doors along each side, seemingly the same as when I first entered it. There's nobody there. I don't feel any less on edge when I turn back to the other direction, bearing my back to all that space again, pressing the elevator button as quickly as I could find it. A distant sound of machinery starting up pierces the unnerving silence, followed by a hum which indicates that the elevator is in motion. It's clearly on a different floor, so I wait for it to descend. Taking a deep breath, I try to calm myself. It feels like an eternity drags by as I wait for the thing to arrive. The doors finally slide apart with a slight scraping sound, and the small compartment finally opens up before me, completely empty. I'm not sure whether I should be surprised or not. A part of me hoped it wouldn't have to come to this, while another already expected for things to turn out this way. Ooh, we're gonna play it now? At this point, I decide to do the only sensible thing I can think of doing. Get into the elevator, send to the highest floor, then make my way down the stairs. All in the hope of stumbling upon Kieran, possibly hiding from me on one of the floors. Mm. I don't manage to find her, however. I check every floor as I proceed downstairs, but I don't see Kieran anywhere. 148. Calling her again is to no avail. Kiri, where are you? This isn't funny anymore. I send her a text message, feeling distraught and tired. She usually replies to me pretty quickly, but the seconds and then minutes tick by without any reply. I add a second message. Seriously, I'm tired and cold. I'm going home. I'm convinced that she's trying to prank me at this point. I mean, that's a logical thing to assume, right? Kieran said she didn't believe any of this ritual mumbo-jumbo would work. She probably snuck out of the building the moment I got on the elevator. Perhaps it's her presence that I felt back in the corridor before. 2:23. It's not an easy choice to make, but I eventually decide to leave and head back home by myself. Kieran doesn't arrive at class the next day. I get a call from her parents during one of the breaks asking me if I know anything about their daughter's whereabouts. They apparently woke up to find her missing from her room, and she hasn't answered their calls either. I lie about not knowing anything. 11:25.
You mean to say Kirin went missing? Are you sure this isn't just another one of her stupid pranks?
I don't know.
Well, I probably know less than you do. Last time I talked to her, it was yesterday, when we made the bet. Are you going to look for her?
Why? Are you planning to come along?
Hold on, I need a drink.
Nah, I'm too scared of ghosts.
My encounter with Sapporo comes next, and it's not an outcome I'm satisfied with. Our mutual friends claim they have no idea what happened to Kieran either. When the case gets reported to the police the next day, I actually start to believe them. Things are going way too far for a mere prank. Kieran, where the hell are you? Surely the elevator ritual couldn't have actually worked. Well. I find myself standing once again in the lobby of that cursed building late at night. I'm honestly not eager to find out whether this whole elevator game actually works or not. The idea that it might not be just something completely made up chills me to my kitty bones. But rational thought is an afterthought at this point. Two things have driven me into this madness. One of them being the need to find Kieran, obviously. The second is me feeling like I'm partially responsible for her disappearance. I agreed to this. It was her idea, but I joined her on it. I didn't stop this whole foolish thing. We were both so utterly, utterly ignorant. If the ritual indeed worked, Kieran could have ended up stuck. Somewhere. For all I know, I might be currently the only person who can actually help her. I have to do that before it's too late. The elevator. Bum bum bum.
Deep breath, Society.
With a shaky hand, I press the button to call the elevator. I've been trying to memorize all the rules for this stupid game for what feels like forever, but I don't really trust myself to remember it all once things get stressful. Supposedly, this whole thing can screw with your mind in ways you wouldn't expect. Hence why I came prepared and wrote the steps down, both on my phone and on a piece of paper I had in my pocket. I also brought a backpack with some essentials with me, food among other things. Kieran's been gone for a long time. The math speaks for itself. It's not just any old food either. It's some of her favorite snacks. That's so sweet. My thoughts get interrupted by the sound of doors sliding apart, revealing the small compartment before me again. Empty, just like last time. With one last glance at my phone, which is showing 12:09, I take a step into the elevator. Here we are. Right, I'm here now, on the first floor. Alone. Just like I'm supposed to be. It's quiet, eerily so. Not even attempting this ritual would be the smartest thing to do, honestly. Of all the things I've read about it online, and I've read a lot I've read a lot. I did as much research as I possibly could in the small time frame I had. I didn't find a single person that encouraged anyone to try it out for themselves. Whoever did, and lived to tell the tale, was terrified of the outcome. Of course, I initially assumed all of those stories were fake. Who if would probably still assume so if it weren't for the weird things that have been happening around the world lately. Kieran's unexplained disappearance on top of them all. Taking a deep breath, I turn to stare at the button panel before me. But before I decide to do anything further, I want to go over the rules in my head one last time, from beginning to end, just to make absolutely sure I remember them all. The elevator to another world. That's the name of the game. Only one person can play it at a time. The ritual needs to be performed in a building that's at least 10 stories high, and it has to have at least one elevator in it. All three of these conditions need to be met. Otherwise, you cannot proceed. As for the instructions themselves, we're going to recall them in detail. Instructions for the way there. 1. In your chosen building, get into the elevator on the first floor by yourself. Check. If anyone else is in or gets on the elevator with you, do not proceed. That's simple enough, and already done. Then there's an order to the buttons I should press, which is straightforward enough. 2. Press the button for the 4th floor. When the elevator reaches the 4th floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor. When the elevator reaches the 2nd floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 6th floor. 4, 2, 6. When the elevator reaches the 6th floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 2nd floor again. When the elevator reaches the 2nd floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 10th floor. Some have reported hearing a voice calling to them during this point of the ritual. You're not supposed to reply. You're not supposed to answer in any way. When the elevator reaches the 10th floor, do not get out. Stay in the elevator and press the button for the 5th floor. Now here's the tricky part. Some people have reported that a woman may enter the elevator on this floor. She may appear as a stranger who wishes to engage with you. However, she may also appear as someone you know. It's important not to acknowledge her in any way. No talking, no looking. The elevator is reflective. You're supposed to stare at the floor or buttons only. Thankfully, there are no mirrors in this one. Press the button for the 1st floor. Now, 2 things can happen. It's important to pay attention. If the elevator starts to ascend to the 10th floor instead of the 1st, it means that the ritual has worked. If it starts descending to the 1st floor like instructed by the button instead, it means something has been done wrong and the ritual has failed. In this case, you should get out of the elevator on that floor immediately. On the first floor, you mean? If the woman is there, you should remember not to acknowledge her. If you reach the 10th floor, you can choose to leave or stay on the elevator. Some have reported that if you attempt to leave, the woman may try to engage with you one last time. She might raise her voice, shriek at you, or ask you a simple question. Keep your wits about you and do not engage with her, even out of fear. There is only one way to know whether you have reached the other world for sure. You will know because you'll be the only person there. I'm not sure what to make of that last part, considering why I decided to play this game in the first place. If I am to find Kieran, does that mean I can't reach the other world the right way? Either way, I simplified these rules and saved them on my phone in case I needed a reminder. Hmm. Okay. Ooh, wait, we didn't read this. Additional info. Some have described the other world as dark, but otherwise exactly like your home world. There may be a red cross in the sky. Electronics often do not work on the other side. You may become disoriented or dizzy as you exit on floor 10. Pay attention to how you're feeling and keep your wits about you. If you pass out and wake up at home, it might not even be your home world, or even not the other worlds you were intending to travel to. Examine everything to make sure nothing is out of the ordinary. If you enter the wrong elevator on your way back, the button sequence will not work. Oh, so we can get back home? Oh, traveling back from the other world. Okay, we should probably read this. The elevator you used to get there is the only one you can return with, remember. Once in the same elevator, repeat steps 2 through 8 to get on the fifth floor again. Press F1 if you start ascending to floor 10 again, press any other floor before it for the elevator to stop there instead, canceling the ascension. Do it before reaching floor 10. Ignoring any voices. Once on floor 1, be sure nothing looks, feels, sounds, smells out of the ordinary. You may need to repeat step 2 until everything on floor 1 seems normal. Do not leave otherwise, this is very important. Once you're convinced everything on floor 1 is as it should be, you can exit the elevator. Okay. I think all this is good. 14262 4 2 1 4 2 6 2 10 5 1. Okay. I got it. How do I get off my phone now? Okay. People have reported that playing the elevator game might mess with your head, make you forget things, or make you feel disoriented, so I'm not about to take any chances. I have it all on a piece of paper in my pocket, too. I've watched too many movies to be foolish enough to put all my trust in something that can break. Hmm. Okay. I think this is the exact same. As I put away my phone and notes after double-checking the rules, a chilling realization hits me. The floor I'm on, according to the elevator, isn't the first floor. It's floor 0. Needless to say, this places me in a predicament before I've even really started. Do I just assume the game means the ground floor by referring to the first floor? Or is that assumption wrong and I should consider floor 0 as being the wrong floor? What would Kieran have assumed for that matter? Would she have noticed this detail to begin with? What should I do? Proceed as is? Or abort and re-enter the building? What does that mean? Does this mean assuming that it's floor? Maybe we should abort and re-enter the building? I don't want to be taking any chances. It's better to leave the building altogether, then re-enter the elevator from the first floor. Oh, take the stairs up. Got it. That makes sense. I thought we were just gonna take the elevator to the first floor and then start it once we get there, but I guess that makes sense. Or, oh, are we going from a different entrance into the building? Just to be on the safe side, I make my way toward the playground. That should be enough distance between myself and the building to reset the game, right? My phone's display is now showing 12:17. It's probably good to wait for another minute for a good measure. Uh-oh. I'm about to make my way back to the building entrance with the intention of pressing one of the intercom buttons, when I suddenly notice someone walking down the street. Hmm. Not to draw attention to myself, I hunch down my shoulders and remain frozen in place, listening to the footsteps that keep getting louder and louder. Is he also a Catman? The person makes his way past me, and for a moment I feel relief, before I realize he's heading towards the same building entrance I was about to head back to. Perhaps he lives there? He presses the intercom buttons a couple of times, although I can't quite see which. He clearly knows what he's doing, however, as the sound of the door opening reaches my ears shortly after. Wanting to use the opportunity, I quickly dash forward with the intention of catching the door before it closes after the stranger.
Thank you.
Oh, do you live here?
Crap. He just had to go ahead and make small talk.
No, I came to visit a friend.
A friend? Is that so?
He's creepy.
Must be a very important friend when you come to visit them so late at night.
You know, it's none of your business, sir. Please just go. Please just go.
Have we met before?
Definitely not. I need to go now.
Ah, yes. Sorry. Don't mind me. Just be sure to take the stairs. The elevator's been malfunctioning a lot lately.
I wait for the stranger to go into the building, and watch him intently as he makes his way towards one of the hallways. All things considered, he seemed like a decent guy, but for all I know, he might be some kind of creep. And besides, I can't enter the building with other people if I want to follow the rules. It's true. I climb the stairs, making sure that I enter the elevator from the first floor this time around. Right, let's give this another try. I'm on floor 1, hopefully the right one. Floor 4 is next. Hint, for speed, you can choose to skip through the elevator animations, for example, by holding the control key down. I think we're good. Well, I want the experience. We recommend not skipping for proper immersion, but it's your choice how you prefer to play. Okay, that's what I was going to say. I want immersion. Whichever playstyle you choose, you're still required to press the panel buttons in order to advance yourself, of course. Of course. Oh, 4. Here we go. Exciting. Speedy elevator. Eerie red light. Then floor 2. Why does it tell me? I want to be able to remember. I want the chance. Oh, is that a picture or window? Probably a picture because it's dark out. Then floor 6. Then floor 2 again. Why are all those doors open? Isn't that weird? Like, this is a building people live in, right? Okay, yeah, this is the one we were at. The moment I reach the second floor for the second time, I immediately notice a change in the atmosphere. The feeling that something is very, very wrong hits me like a truck, making the hair on the back of my neck stand up. What is this? I can't shake off the overwhelming sensation that I should get out of the elevator right now. I can't quite explain it, but if I wasn't completely freaking out before, now it's very hard not to do so. It's almost like standing on rail tracks while a train comes straight at you at full speed. You know you have to move if you don't want to get run over. You know you have to move if you don't want to be turned into a wet, fleshy smear along the tracks. If I don't move, I'm going to die. It's the lack of air that snaps me out of my stupor. I realize I've been holding my breath ever since the elevator stopped. I breathe in, only to be greeted by a foul smell. It's almost like rotting fish mixed with something I can't even name. I'm certain I didn't smell anything like this when I was here before. Floor 10 should be next. Is it? Yeah. Okay. So things are already starting to change. When the door finally opens on the 10th floor, it's like a breath of fresh air after what feels like minutes of being stuck in a closed can. I notice that the foul smell is suddenly gone. Next is floor 5. This is where the lady's supposed to get on, isn't it? What? What? Huh? I'm pretty sure I pressed the button for the 5th floor. That's what the rules instruct the player to do after all. So why? This is not where the elevator was supposed to go. Not to mention, this is still a 10-story high building, isn't it? Going to the 13th floor is obviously impossible. It shouldn't even exist. I need to stay calm. Even if I'm unnerved by the fact that the elevator door doesn't open up when it supposedly arrives on the floor in question. Did the thing levitate out of the building somehow? That's crazy. It's obviously some kind of mistake. Perhaps the elevator panel is malfunctioning. Maybe I'm on the 5th floor right now, just like intended. There are no instructions for such a scenario taking place in the rules, so I guess I'm left to my own devices and better judgment. Does this mean the ritual failed since this happened? Does this mean something else entirely? If I had to think of any plausible options as to what to do next, um, abort the current session. Yes. Yes. I press the button for floor 1, but it doesn't seem to work. Do it again. I press the button for floor 1, but it doesn't seem to work. Do it again. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I want to abort. Okay. No abortions here. Pro-life. Got it. Okay. Okay. Press F5 again or press the button for opening the door. I don't think we're supposed to get off here. Let's press F5 again. I guess we're getting off at floor 13, huh? With neither of the other options working, I've pressed the button for opening up the door. It's red. That's so creepy. So that is the outside? Why was it so light before? It's clearly midnight. I seem to be greeted by a floor, at least. So the elevator hasn't levitated out of the building after all. Probably. What are the odds that I've managed to get to the other world already, and now the building somehow has more floors? It seems like a crazy idea, but everything about this has been crazy enough to begin with. Who knows what to actually expect. I know I shouldn't leave the elevator at any cost, but... Oh. I noticed something standing out in the corridor before me, pretty close to the door. If I try hard, I'm pretty sure I could reach it without stepping out. Should I? How do I not do this? I get on my knees, careful not to leave the compartment. Then I reach out for the piece of paper that's lying on the ground. April 13th. Now we're letting those abominations into our school? Fucking great. Just what we needed. One of them looks sort of cute. I wonder what she'd sound like when we set her clothes on fire. Are they talking about Catgirls? Why are they gonna burn Catgirls? The date on this thing? There's no year, but it's from the current one. But if it's from the current one, it could be from a couple of months ago. Wait, isn't that from the day I transferred? I get snapped away from my thoughts with the elevator door suddenly closing. Before I can even think about what to possibly do next, the small compartment is put into motion without my input. I'm going back down, okay. Just a little detour, that's all. I can't shake off the weird feeling that something was waiting for me to pick up that note before letting me proceed further. Did some greater force guide me? Was I being watched? The idea is absurd, and yet... Here we go, back to floor 5, all's normal. Is the woman gonna step on? Ooh, it's blocked out. Oh, and these lights, were these always on? The elevator seems to have descended back to the 5th floor, just like I prompted it to do last time, before I got taken to a floor that wasn't even supposed to exist. Does this mean that the ritual is still going according to the rules? I honestly don't know. The rules mention that there might be some kind of woman getting into the elevator at this point in the game, but I can't see anybody. There's just something distinct that stands out next to the elevator door again. I could probably reach it without having to step outside, just like last time. Guess that's what I'm doing. I keep finding these notes. They seem like some diary entries at first, but none of it makes sense at this point. Could it be that this place somehow captures your thoughts and turns them into these things? Will somebody be finding mine too? Seems like it's another one of those notes. But this one's different than the one I found earlier. The writing has a different shape, and the paper itself has a different tint to it. Is it safe to assume this isn't the same person? Hmm. 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 Eggs. Not taking any chances. I take the silent invitation to leave without a second thought. Oh, right, it went down to floor 1, so. We did not go to another world. At least... At least if we just are ignoring the floor 13 part and playing the normal rules of the game and pretending like that bit didn't happen, then yeah, it's like, I guess the game we failed, so I run out of the building as fast as my legs allowed me to. But is this right? Is this our world? Everything seems the same. God damn it, what the hell was that? The rules say I should leave the building immediately if the elevator descends back to the 1st floor instead of the 10th. So I did just that. Am I safe now? Does this mean that the game is reset and I can attempt it anew once I go back to the elevator right now? Why do these rules have to be so vague? Ugh. I check my phone for good measure, curious about the time. It seems like a couple of minutes have passed since I got into the elevator. Nothing out of the ordinary then, even if it feels like I was trapped in there for hours instead. Deciding to take a short break, I get something hot from the vending machine. Coffee should be good for keeping me on my toes, even if adrenaline is currently doing the job pretty well. I make sure to bring more change with me this time. I made sure to bring more change with me this time around. Choco milk? Huh? That's not coffee. I reach out to take my canned coffee, only to notice there's a bottle of chocolate milk instead. Did the machine malfunction? Or did someone buy it before me and then just leave it here? It must be malfunction. I did put money in, and I did hear it do vending machine things. On further inspection, the factory seal's still intact, so it's definitely not someone else's half-finished drink. I'm still not about to drink it, but I suppose I can take it with me. Damn it, though. This means I used up my change and got no coffee in return. Stupid machine. Ow. Frustrated, I head back to the building entrance, hitting one of the intercom buttons. I try to make sense of what I experienced in the elevator, but I'm at a loss. All in all, the sooner I can find Kieran, the sooner we'll be able to leave this place and never come back. I'm really not in the mood to dwell on this. It's that guy, I think. I'm shaken out of my thoughts when I suddenly hear a voice from the intercom. Oh crap. This isn't how it went last time. This wasn't supposed to happen all of a sudden.
Hello? Who's there?
What should I say? Girl Scout cookies, or I forgot my keys.
I forgot my keys.
And choices are time now. Interesting.
Yeah, and I forgot mine. At least get more creative. Beat it, kid.
I thought that was more creative than Girl Scout cookies in the middle of the night. Well, that went well. Great going, Asahi. I was just about I just about want to curl up and die from embarrassment, but I forced myself to press one of the intercom buttons again. A different one this time. I can't let this stop me. I will humiliate myself as many times as it takes. I need to get back into the building. To my surprise, I'm greeted with the sound of entry this time around. Someone simply lets me in, no questions asked. Just like before. Victory! I exhale, quickly getting into the building. Hmm. It still feels so jarring how eerily quiet the inside of it is compared to the outside. It's like the door of the building is a portal to another world of its own already. Gathering my thoughts, I remember the notes I found. This has to mean something. I'm determined to get to the bottom of this. I should attempt that ritual again. Maybe I did something wrong before. Hint: clues found throughout the game can lead you to new floor combinations and different endings. Reaching an ending doesn't reset your exploration progress. All found items carry over to two consecutive playthroughs. Hint: some things around the lobby may change as you explore the game. Stay vigilant and have fun exploring this bizarre setting. Ooh, okay. Interesting, interesting. Hmm. Hmm. What? Okay. Oh, okay, I can, whoa. Oh no, there's so much to look at. Whatever this is, it gives off a weird kind of energy. Like I could stare right into my soul. Hmm. There are some boxes stuffed under the counter. They seem to be full of more of those weird cubes. Are you seeking answers? Dig into yourself. Tarot reading. Call that number. It's actually been a while since I had my fortune read. My aunt makes a living from tarot readings, so I'm no stranger to these. I find them pretty fun, and can never resist the temptation of getting a glimpse into the future as vague as something I missed it. That being said, maybe it's a number I should keep in mind. Hmm. Sacrifice. Oh, oh no. I shouldn't have picked that up. Why am I suddenly overwhelmed by the feeling that I shouldn't have picked that up? Is this some kind of bad omen? Surely nothing bad is going to happen just because I saw that. Hmm. Uh-oh. It's a Rubik's Cube? Instead of colors, it has numbers on it. Are those supposed to be Sudoku? What kind of mad person would want to get these, let alone solve them? They are solved, aren't they? Interesting. Oh, it's some kind of graffiti. Looks cute. Hmm. Oh, whoops. I don't even want to know how much this weighs. Oops. Oh, I missed the first one and it's not gonna let me see something about being for giants. Oh, so you can click on things multiple times. What if it took someone a year to get where they are now in solving this cryptic puzzle? I'm not about to tamper with it. Don't let yourself get eaten, Mr. Crow. I'm not touching that card anymore. 204863. Maybe it's a number I should keep in mind. Am I not going to put it in my phone? I just have to keep it in mind and remember it? 204863. Okay, I guess I can remember that, I suppose, but like, I'd rather not want to. Nothing of interest in those. Okay. It's a row of lockers, obviously belonging to residents of this building. How can this place possibly be so badly maintained that even not one of them has a readable label? It's as if they are rusted over. They could use some management or a replacement. This locker stands out from the others. It has a... Is that blood? It has a triangle mark on it. This one? This locker's dirty. I don't want to know. I don't even want to think about what I don't want to know. Let's look at the triangle again. Oh, that's all it says. Oh my gosh, there's so much to click on. Just a vent. I can't reach. Is that a hook? Attached to a line? What kind of contraption is that supposed to be? Ghost fishing? It looks dangerous. Thankfully, it's fairly high up, so I shouldn't walk into that by mistake. That's just nasty. Okay. Oh, so am I supposed to, like, maybe climb into the vent? Can I? But then I'd have to watch out for the hook. Nothing on these lockers stands out. No eggs. Ooh, I don't like ketchup on eggs. I don't know if anyone else does. But I definitely am not a ketchup on eggs person. Salt is fine on eggs, and I will also take pepper on eggs. Depends on the mood. If I really feel like the pepper or not, I usually put pepper on though. Always salt. And that's how you eat eggs. You don't eat them with ketchup. If you're me. Okay. Hey, don't be a hater. Ketchup is good with anything. Is the game talking to me? The headline. The fuck, says famous chef Roarden Gamzee. Yes, that's what he says. Onion and bacon go well together. So this is cooking stuff. Oh, a Sudoku book up here and a word search. So whoever is doing this stuff is consistent. The newspapers around here are something else. Who even reads these nowadays anymore? Staring at this makes me hungry. I should move on. Ooh, wait, what? Sapporo. Asahi? Rocky and Kieran. Who's Rocky? Huh? Why are there our names on this thing? 3 of our names anyway. Who's the 4th person? I'm pretty sure I'm not familiar with that name. Kieran, are you the one behind this? Just looking at this gives me the creeps. I wish I had a pen I could scratch these out with. What happened to this Sudoku puzzle? Did mice bite through the numbers or something? The holes almost look like some cute bats. No, really, it's cute bats. I guess. Is that a frog and a sausage? What? Yeah, I agree. What? This somehow reminds me of a video I saw on the internet once. Something about an independent journalist. Guess I won't be solving this Sudoku anytime soon. Okay. Oh my gosh. There's so much. Seems like a list of important phone numbers, but it's totally illegible. The plate is totally illegible. Okay. Maybe I should try calling the number from the pamphlet with this phone here. Of course, this is one of those old machines that needs a coin to put in it. One of those big old ones, exactly like what I don't have in the handful of change in my pocket. A big old coin? Like a 50-cent piece? Is that what you mean? Like, I don't know that there are big coins that a payphone used to use that they don't anymore. So I guess this is a nope, unless I find an appropriate coin first. Okay. Okay, says the same thing. Got it. Is that yarn? Oh no, it's totally yarn. Deep breath, Asahi. You can ignore it. Just don't look at it for too long. Because she's a cat. Ever since I became a cat girl, I get the uncontrollable urge to play around with the yarn ball whenever I see one. It's like the yarn itself taunts my very existence. Not this time, you cheeky little devil. Okay. Gotta look at it again, though. Oh, okay. Scissors? It's a pair of scissors. Not really something I'd like to carry around with me. I made the mistake of running around with scissors once, and I still have the scar to prove it. It's not big, but not clever, and I'm not doing it again now. Or doing it right now. If there's anything in need of cutting, I can use these. The more I stare at it, the creepier it gets. Can't really make anything out. Is this someone's diary? Oh, now we're getting to the good part. Yeah, as if. It's a notebook, and the pages that weren't ripped out from it seem to be blank. Hmm. Hmm. She's got glowing eyes. Oh my gosh, that's the cutest fortune doll I've ever seen. I wonder if I could order one of these from somewhere on the internet. Definitely something to keep in mind for later on. Somebody left their mug here. It's full of some dark liquid. I think I can smell a hint of coffee, but it's obviously cold and I don't want to know for how long it's been here in the first place. As tempting as a cup of fresh coffee would be right now, there's no way I'm touching that. Let's look at this cat again. Who's the cutest fortune doll? You are. Okay. It's an ashtray, but it's empty and clean. Clearly it hasn't been used recently. My nose is thankful. Two of hearts. It's a card with two hearts. Interesting. I think I've looked at everything around the desk. Oh gosh, stairs? Tavater shuts down, millions dead. Is that supposed to be like Twitter? The interwebs. How many open tabs, too many tabs? We ask. Solely something answers. Can she? Okay. I actually remember that happening. But wasn't it years ago by now? Just how long has this clipping been here? Look at it again. Oh, that's all it says. Okay. Cool. What else do I have to look at? Cool. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Jokes aside, this is clearly some kind of hint. It's time to decipher this message. So, clubs are the ones we're so full of clubs? The fools don't have sweets to them. Club full club? Is it is like a club? Are we in a club? Or are there three people and the fourth is a fool? I don't really understand. Bread. It says bread on the box. What would bread be doing in a place like this? How old is this carton even? There's no actual bread in there, right? I'm not willing to check. Okay. X marks the spot. There's some kind of X mark on the wall over here. Is this where the treasure is buried? Do I need to get a hammer to get to the bottom of this? Yeah, right. I mean, maybe. Okay. Oh, did I click on the bread box twice? I probably should. I'm curious, but not that curious. Okay, just checking, just checking. It's a vent, but it's too high for me to reach. Not that I have a reason to want to reach it in the first place. Okay, well, we know it's there. Wait, just double click. Nope, I haven't grown an inch. It's still too high for me to reach. Okay, I like that. I like that. The game's getting kind of snarky with me. And that's fine. I understand. Oh my goodness, there's so much to look at. Lost and found, huh? It's a lost and found reception window. I'm not sure if these are common in buildings like these. Seems a bit out of place for one to be here if you ask me. This plant has definitely seen better days. I almost feel sorry for it. Shouldn't the residents take better care of it? It looks like a maze. Maybe there's a treasure buried where the red dot is? I don't think it looks like a maze, but you know, that's okay. The Necos. The what now? So that's cats. Things get squatchy near Right Lake. Penguin Rebellion, a lone village against the feathery outrage. Okay. Seems like someone isn't too happy about someone else's living habits. Prisoner 302, could you please take out the trash? The smell's unbearable. Does someone die in 302? I don't know if that's the immediate thought we're supposed to have, but you know, that's what I thought. At least. Ooh, I've been curious about what this is. Ladybug, Dapper Horse, Cthulhu. It's some kind of board depicting animals. Seems like one of those things where you engrave wood by burning it. Is it supposed to tell me something? The only thing it's telling me is that the horse is a gentleman horse. A gentle horse, if you will. That's what I was seeing too. That being said, I have no idea why anyone would want to put something like this here. Perhaps they wanted for the rest of the building's inhabitants to see their artistic endeavors? I got an achievement for gentleman horse. It's a fire extinguisher. Hopefully I won't find a reason to use it. Let's look at it again. Now that I think about it, there was one time at school when one of our classmates set it off. A prank, of course. Supposedly the whole corridor ended up flooded in foam. I was absent at the time, so I only heard stories about it. Well, there's a reason why we're called the worst class in school. Some kind of word depicting animals. Okay, same thing as before. Nothing new there. Okay. I don't know where this door leads to, and I won't be finding out anytime soon since it's locked. The door's locked, okay. There's a star mark on the door. That's it? Okay. Yeah, I could kind of tell that myself, but yeah, it's fine. It's the entrance of the building. It's currently battling with the front door at my dentist to be my least favorite. It's true. Dentist front doors are not very fun. Ooh, okay. It's a clock, but its hands are missing. Okay, that's it? Is that just supposed to tell us we're like in a liminal space or something? Did we miss anything else? Oh, right, upstairs. Oh no, stay in the lobby. I want to stay in the lobby right now. Because I haven't looked at the elevator yet. It's the elevator, but I shouldn't enter it from this floor if I want to stay true to the game's rules. Head to the staircase and enter the elevator from the first floor. No, stay in the lobby. Okay, interesting that it tells me... Ooh, a vent. Just a creepy looking vent, nothing out of the ordinary here. I could probably crawl through it if I could unscrew the cover. Except I can't see the screws. I don't have a screwdriver and am not that stupid. Okay. Ooh, another card. The 9 of diamonds? It's a piece of a card. Someone tore it in half. Do I need to find the other half, or... Is that it? Okay. I press the call button, but nothing happens. That's probably because the elevator is just there, waiting open on this floor. Which is actually suspicious in itself. Why is it stuck like that? Thought it adds a bit of illumination to the lobby, so I'll show you though, maybe? Though it adds a little bit of illumination to the lobby, so I can't really complain. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to click on. Enter the elevator from the first floor? Yes. Okay. 4? Right? I think, anyway. I'm gonna take a drink real quick. Hold on. Yep, there's the red light. Then floor 2. This is good elevator game practice for if you want to do it in real life. I don't remember the 4262 part, but I do remember the floor 5 is where the lady's supposed to be, so like that kind of checks out. Okay. Floor 6 is next. On floor 2 again. Floor 6 is the one with a bunch of open doors. That is kind of weird. Maybe they're all just being cleaned. Maybe, they were renovating those. 2, okay. 10 is next, right? 10, 5, 1. I'm pretty sure it's 10. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. Okay. All right. Floor 5. This is where the lady's supposed to get on, but last time we went to floor 13 instead. So we're going down. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. Is there a lady? No lady. Okay. And then floor 1. It's taking us to floor 10? Or we're going to another world. We did it. Whoa. I thought I was prepared for almost anything, and yet, the moment the elevator doors opened up before me on the last stop of the ritual, I'm taken completely off guard. The place is surprisingly bright. I'm not even sure what I thought I was going to find, but this is beyond anything I imagined. Did my attempt actually work this time around? Did I finally make it to the other world? Is this where Kieran ended up as well? I guess I'll get off. Ah. Carefully, I take a step outside of the elevator, daring to put myself into the weird and lurid space. Then the elevator door slides shut behind me, startling me. I turn around to see them looking just like they always do. Pretty nondescript dark metal with a few scrapes and scratches. Almost reassuringly normal right now. On a whim, I press the button to open the doors again. And that doesn't sound good. The doors don't move either. So I think I have 2 options. 1, I can panic because I don't seem to be able to go back right now. Or 2, I can move forward and explore wherever on Earth or off Earth I am. The place I've been trying to get to since I got here.
No turning back now, Asai.
Okay, I think this is a good spot to stop. I didn't want to stream for too long tonight, I don't think. So I will pick it up probably sometime this weekend, I think. I don't know if this will be my Saturday game, for like spooky creepy games night. Maybe, but probably not. But yeah, maybe I'll play Friday, or Sunday, one of those days, I guess. So at some point, but I will definitely be streaming on Saturday for the spooky game, probably just a different spooky game than this. But I've enjoyed this so far. I think the art is really cool. I really like it. It's just enjoyable and visually pleasing. It's a nice, like, style. I like games that have a distinct style to them. It shows a lot of care was, put into the game. And I also really like the, I don't know, it's telling a good story. It's kind of cute. So yeah. Let me save. Yes, okay. That, good. Okay, I probably maybe should have been saving along the way. Who knows? I guess I'll probably, if I wanted to play it again for different endings, I would probably want to just start over, actually, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, alright, fun stream. I had fun. If anyone watching this was watching this, then thanks for hanging out, and hopefully you had fun too. And I'll be finishing up, maybe finishing or just continuing. I don't know how long this is going to end up, but yeah, some time in the future. So see you in probably a couple days. I'm not starting tomorrow, at least I know that much. So in a couple days, few days, I will be back streaming again. So yeah, see you then. Have a good couple of days. Have a good end of the week.